All right, guys, the No Kings protest was a dismal failure. I don't care how many people showed up, and I'm going to tell you exactly why in Noise Breaks. Hey guys, welcome to what we call Noise Breaks. This is an outcropping of the Chad Prather Show, as well as Before the Noise. I try to bring some truth into our common culture and try to see if we can expose some things, show that we come off better critical thinkers. Now, I want to talk to you about what happened over the weekend with this whole No Kings rally, No Kings protest. You know, they estimate millions of people showed up out there. It was a veritable who's who of insanity when you look at some of the clips and some of the people who actually showed up to this. You can't help but ridicule, mock, and make fun of some of these people. But I want to tell you why the No Kings rally was a dismal failure, why it just absolutely is fundamentally flawed at its very core. Now, before I get into that, I want to tell you about something that the FBI is saying was the fastest growing crimes in America today, and that is home title theft. You need to visit my friends over at Home Title Lock and get some of their triple lock protection. It's amazing what they can do to protect you, and you don't even know that you might be a victim right now. Criminals will actually go out and forge your signature on a single document. They use a fake notary stamp. They submit that to the courts, and on paper, they become the owner of your home. They own your mortgage, and now they can borrow against your equity, take out loans. They can even sell your property. You don't know about it until the foreclosure or the collection notices start to show up in the mail. So that's why we partner with Home Title Lock. You can go to HometitleLock.com/Chad Prather. Go to HometitleLock.com. Use promo code CHAD. I spell it Chad. You'll get a free title history report as well as their triple lock protection, which means you're going to get a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, 24/7 monitoring of your title records, urgent alerts to any changes, and if fraud occurs, their U.S.-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix it. You don't want to own a mortgage and not have Home Title Lock. You bought the house, you invested in it, make sure you can keep it. HometitleLock.com, use promo code Chad. All right, so No Kings, what's it all about? I mean, I've read a couple of good commentaries about some takeaways of how we should look at the whole No Kings protest. And there are people who push back and say, well, actually, it was against no war or against pedophiles being protected or whatever the nonsense of the day out there is that they want to claim, which, again, none of those things. War is not nonsense. Protecting potential pedos, that's not nonsense, is it? No, it's not. Those are very strong things. But again, the existence of things like war and pedophilia didn't just show up when Trump took office. And you didn't call it that protest. You didn't say you were out there protesting that. No, you're protesting the idea that Donald Trump speaks with authority and he speaks in absolutes. And you don't like that because you've been told that he's all these things. You fill in the blank with your labels. And so you went out there on Saturday, you started singing your out-of-key songs and your chants, and you're holding your signs up, and you're all united, right? You're united with a common enemy. You're full of all this energy and purpose, and you're on an emotional high because you're surrounded with all these people who think just like you do, right out there together at the same time. But you're not really thinking, are you? Because you're out there and you say, this is what democracy looks like. No kings. Well, let me just unpack that for you for a second there, buddy, because what you think you're fighting and what you're actually participating in, they aren't the same thing. Not even close. Now, you can say no kings. You can hold that sign up. But you're carrying a sign that was designed, printed, funded, and distributed for you before you ever even showed up or knew what you were mad at. You didn't make the sign. It was handed out to you. You didn't organize the protest. You didn't organize the chants and the songs and the whatever stuff you were doing. You didn't lead anything. You showed up and you held what you were handed. Now, friend, let me just be honest with you. That's not rebellion. That's not even a protest. That's choreography. That's theater. That's being a puppet on a string. You're being controlled by somebody. So you're out there chanting no kings while getting your marching orders from somebody that's dictating to you, directing you as a prop in their great scheme. Now, right out of the gate, I want to get something straight. You don't live under a king. We don't live under a monarchy. We live in a constitutional republic. We have elections. In some places, in some cases, we have term limits. We have a system that's still established where power rotates, not concentrates. Now, you guys want to call Donald Trump, and it could be Mickey Mouse. It doesn't matter who it is, but you want to take a sitting president who was duly elected, right? And you want to call him a fascist. Now, most of the folks out there can't define what a fascist is. You would think they've been called out enough times online that they would learn what a fascist is before they go out there and hold a poster that says no fascists. Because there might be somebody that comes and sticks a microphone and a camera in front of your face and asks you to define it. Instead of going off and crying on a park bench, you could actually tell people what a fascist is. I mean, you've been chanting that word over and over again. And I don't recall anybody out there getting arrested for doing it. Not for protesting. No journalist reporting on it was arrested. The newsrooms were free to showcase it, show you what was happening. They could feature it. There's no dissenting voice that was disappeared. What's wrong? Is the king missing something here? Because let me just tell you that in an actual fascist regime, the people calling their leader a fascist, they don't get to keep doing that. But we live in a day and age where words don't have meanings anymore. So fascist is just somebody I don't like. Fascism is any system I don't like. If I say that I love my country, I love the idea of America, you call me a fascist. If I believe that our country, like all other countries, should have borders, then I'm a xenophobe or I'm a racist. If I think parents should be the final authority and the final say in how children are raised, then I'm some kind of bigot. I want to verify who's voting in an election. Well, I'm antiquated. I want Jim Crow to come back. See, you're not analyzing or thinking critically about this. You're labeling people. And the reason you are is because you've engaged in this emotional manipulation that you're dressing up with a moral superiority. You're looking down your nose at everybody else, but you've missed the forest for the trees. Every country on this planet has a border. Every functioning nation enforces those borders. The overwhelming majority of countries on the globe require identification to vote in their elections, if they even have elections. Now, do you say that's oppression? No, it's called being a country. But you've been told here in America that that's not true. And you didn't question the people telling you that. You accepted it. Picked up your sign, went out and protested because of it. It just felt right, right? It felt like you were fighting oppression. Well, I mean, everybody else out here on the No Kings protest, everybody else is saying it. It must be true. And so now you have this sense of moral clarity, this compassion, this empathy in a very complicated world. Gave you power, didn't it? Gave you solidarity with other people. Do you want to know why this is so mind-numbingly stupid? Do you want to know what true entrenched power actually looks like? Look at our Congress. Look at Forever Washington, Permanent Washington. Look at the fixtures in Washington, D.C. Democrats' approval rating is in the basement. It's trash. But yet, here we are. We don't trust our government, right? I don't. You don't. We don't. But isn't it amazing that election after election, every couple of years, the same people stay in power? They're there for decades. Not years, decades. They're in D.C. for so long, their careers outlast entire generations of voters. They're not rotating in and out. They're insulated. It's a system that protects itself. And yet somehow The guy who's in term for one single term and now another year. Trump, he's the king? That's the narrative? That's the threat? He's already left office once. You think he's not going to do that again? You guys are so triggered by feelings and words. Here's the deal. You don't hate kings. You hate kings that aren't your kings. Oh, you love the Nancy Pelosi's of the world. You love the Maxine Waters. You love the Bernie Sanders. Those people have been in power 50 years. You don't even remember. You weren't alive when they came into power. You're okay with them being there forever. You're okay with them dictating permanently out of Washington, D.C. Because when power aligns with your worldview, you don't call that tyranny. You call that progress. You call that justice. You call that representation. You call it necessary. And when it doesn't align with you, it's authoritarian. It's bigoted. It's fascism. You don't have principles. You have a preference. You don't have principles. And while you're out there marching, you're carrying water for people who never even gave you a real choice. See, a sitting president steps down. In my lifetime, they've all stepped down. When the time came, they've all stepped down. And then a replacement is handed to us, right? But usually that's through a duly elected process. That's through the ballot box, through the voter's booth. You look at what happened when Joe Biden resigned on a Sunday and Kamala Harris was crowned on a Tuesday, and there was no primary, there was no election, there was no debate. And you know what you guys did? You just took it. You accepted it. You said, well, that's the policy. It can happen. Yeah, but it shouldn't happen, and it shouldn't be okay. Where was the protest? Where was the outrage? Where was the no kings protest? Where were the no kings? They treated you like a subject in their system. Oh, that's right. It was okay because that was your side. If Republicans had done that, you would have lost your mind. I mean, COVID wasn't that long ago. You had to carry a vaccine card to get in anywhere. They shut you down, deplatformed you, censored you, kicked you out of your bank. I mean, our own YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, God bless you. You're one of the remnant few. Because I was willing to tell the truth about what was going on during the pandemic, I didn't get a single new subscriber in 4.5 years. We were told where to eat. We were told how to eat. We were told that if we walked in a building, we had to wear a mask. But if we lowered our butt 8 inches into a seat, we could take the mask off because apparently down there the coronavirus didn't exist. We were told where and when and how we could travel. How we were supposed to exist in public spaces. We waved goodbye to grandma through the plexiglass at the nursing home. And you know what? People complied. People are still wearing masks. I just got back from Canada yesterday, as a matter of fact. People up there still, it's worse than America, still wearing the masks. Why'd they do it? Because they were told it was necessary. I had to carry a vaccine card just to go to a theater, to go to a concert. People were manufacturing vaccine cards just so they could go to a Harry Styles concert. But God forbid we say you need identification to vote. No, that's oppressive. That's racist. That's bigoted. It's misogynistic. Too much to ask. No, proving who you are to sit down in a restaurant or a concert seat, that was okay. Proving who you are to participate in shaping the future of a nation, that's unacceptable. Now tell me where the critical thinking is in all of that, because it's not logical. It's emotional, but it's not logical. You think you're resisting authoritarianism, but you're supporting systems that silence any dissent. Think about when Joe Biden was in office, how much he coordinated, his administration coordinated with tech companies, social media companies. They suppressed content. They limited voices. I just told you what happened in my own life, my own experience. Your ideas were labeled as dangerous. Still happens. I can't put this on TikTok. You know why? It violates community standards. Can't have open debate. Can't have dissenting opinions. Can't use certain words. Well, it's for your safety. Well, I don't know about you guys, but the Constitution wasn't written to keep me safe. It was written to keep me free. And you could tell me that you're protecting democracy, but that's always how it starts, with permission. And because it doesn't stop at speech, it moves into culture, it moves into families, moves into identity. Systems start stepping in between parents and children. Parents that go to the school board, they get kicked out. They can't listen in. Information gets withheld. Influence gets redirected. Authority gets shifted. You're told it's compassion. You're told it's progressive. It's necessary. Well, history has proven this over and over again that it doesn't work. Yeah, it's been called different things with different faces at different times, but it's the same pattern. Nobody wants to talk about this. You have selective outrage. And chaos, when it aligns itself with the right cause, that's justified. You can explain that. You can call it a No Kings rally, and you feel good in doing it. Bruce Springsteen will pat you on the back, and Jane Fonda will be there telling you, good for you. That's all on your side. You feel good. You guys are engaged in the same dictatorial patterned behavior as puppets. And it's all based on who's doing it, who's telling you to do it. You're not engaged in real justice. You have preference that you're trying to align with power. And you're told that's resistance. You're standing against tyranny. You're the line between freedom and oppression. Stop it. Who's organizing it? Who's funding it? Who benefits from it? That anger you feel, the frustration, they created that in you. That sense that something's wrong, okay. Somebody's directing that and shaping that and aiming that. And guess what? They're not using the truth to do it. Real tyranny doesn't show up wearing a crown and announces itself. It doesn't walk in and say, I'm here to take your freedom. No, it convinces you to hand it over, just like COVID. You feel righteous while you're doing that because it gave you some sense of moral superiority that you were doing your part to save the world. You're fighting evil. But then you didn't question power. And then you stand there Saturday holding a sign chanting No Kings. Can I just say, if we're going to think critically, we ask ourselves where we're wrong. If you're not questioning your own side, if you're not applying the same standard across the board, if you're not willing to challenge the people that you agree with, then you're not resisting power, you're reinforcing it. The most dangerous kind of control is that. That's the kind that convinces you that you're the one in control. That's the difference between a free people and a managed one. And right now, you guys are being managed. We all are. We all are. Hey, text Chad to 989898. Let Birch Gold send you a free, no obligation information kit on how to protect your savings and diversify your future retirement, backed by physical gold, A+ rated with a Better Business Bureau. No obligation. They'll send it over to you. Tens of thousands of satisfied customers, good people, lots of integrity, great rates. They will help you out, show you how to do it. Many of you wish you'd have listened to me 2 years ago. Text Chad to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold send you that information kit. Hey, guys. Your protest worked. There's no kings. Make sure that you hit subscribe before you get out of here. Tell me what you think down below. Leave me a comment. Hit like on this thing and share it where you can. And join us each morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern, for Before the Noise, as well on Tuesdays and Thursdays, immediately following that for the Chad Prather Show. I love you guys. God bless you. Hey, thanks for joining us on this noise break. And you're right. There's no kings.